Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Smashing English. Today I'm going to be teaching you 100 beautiful English words. Words that we can use to describe beautiful things, words we can use to add beauty to our English. So if you've been learning English for a while and you want your vocabulary to just get a little bit more beautiful, this is the video for you. Hello to everybody watching. Hello. Got people from Poland, Mexico City, Egypt. This is so exciting. Let's get started, shall we? Why not? So here we go. If you know these 100 beautiful English words, your English is great. So maybe just keep track of how many words you know and then let me know. Did you know 50% of these words, 60%, 70%? It's a little bit of a test for you, but also if you don't know the words, fine, because you're going to learn them now. So that's absolutely great. So let's get started, shall we? So we've got, okay, so these are words to do with light and beauty. So I will read all of them so that you hear the pronunciation, but I won't read all of the definitions, but we'll talk about a couple of these on each slide. So I'm just going to go through, I'm going to read all of them just so you can hear the pronunciation. So I'll start at the top. So we've got luminous, serene, ethereal, radiant, delicate, graceful, vibrant, majestic, tranquil, and picturesque. Picturesque, my mum used to always say as a joke, she used to say picturesque because it kind of looks like it's spelt like picturesque. So tell me in the comments, can you choose one of these words and write a sentence? Choose one of these words and write a sentence using them. This is the best way to learn new vocabulary. Put it into context. Write some sentences. So while you're writing sentences in the comments, I will talk to you about some of my favourite words here. I really like the word picturesque. I use that word a lot. I think it's very useful when, you know, you see something that is so beautiful, but you want another word. So picturesque basically means that would look good in a picture. Oh, I should take a picture of that. It's so beautiful. I should take a picture. What else have we got? Ethereal is a lovely word. You know, ethereal, we use it for like, yeah, things that are heavenly. So sometimes, I don't know, maybe I'm listening to somebody sing a song and I say, wow, her voice is ethereal. Her voice sounds like an angel. It sounds like it's from heaven. Radiant is really lovely. Radiant is nice to describe someone's appearance. So, you know, some people are they just glow and they are so beautiful and they have a great energy. We might call them radiant. It's like they light things up. Okay, good. So someone here has said, Sadia says, look at the view. It looks really picturesque. A lovely sentence, really nice. Beyonce's voice is ethereal. I agree. I think it is. I'll give you a couple more minutes to write some sentences. Let's talk about one more word. I think vibrant is really useful. I use that word a lot, vibrant. We can use it for colours. So, her house is very colourful and vibrant. There are pink walls and a red sofa, bright colours, very vibrant. But also people can be vibrant. You know, she was such a vibrant person. She had such a vibrant energy. It's a very positive word. I think being vibrant is great. Peter says, luminous fish are quite rare. Very good. Yeah, luminous fish are quite rare. You don't often see fish that are luminous, like glowing, but I think you can get them, but you're right, they're rare. Well done. And someone else says, the dress you're wearing is super vibrant. Great. So if someone's wearing a very colourful dress, we can say vibrant. Well done, everybody. Let's go to the next slide. So while I read these, I want you to think about how to put one of these words into a sentence and write it in the comments and send it to me. So these are words to do with warmth and charm. So I'll read them all and then we'll talk about a few. So we've got glimmering, golden, breezy, whimsical, tender, dazzling, blossoming, gleaming, velvet, and silken. These are a little bit trickier. Maybe, I don't think, these might be new. So write a sentence. Choose one of these words and write a sentence. I really like the word whimsical. I love the word whimsical. You can also have the noun whimsy, which I like. So whimsical, yeah, playful, childish. You know, you're not too serious. You might see a movie that's quite whimsical because the movie has fairies and elves and singing and dance. You know, it's a bit playful, it's a bit unusual. I don't know why, but I love using the word whimsy at the moment as a noun, as in, you know, having that playful energy. And sometimes if someone is being a bit serious, I say to them, where's your whimsy? Where's your whimsy? Come on, have a bit of fun, be playful, don't be so serious. What else have we got? Blossoming is nice. Blossoming, so that comes from flowers and plants. So the flower is blossoming, the flower, ooh, like this. But we can use it for friendship, for relationships, for businesses. You might say, oh, the business really blossomed last year and we earned lots of money. You know, it developed in a beautiful way. And what else have we got? Golden, yeah, just like it looks like gold, it shines like gold. Dazzling is nice. Dazzling, yeah, the show was dazzling. It was amazing. It was so beautiful. Mohammed says, my friends always act whimsical, which is not a good thing. I think there's levels of whimsical. I think there are situations where we shouldn't be whimsical and we should be serious, but you know. Oh, great. Zyra says she's blossoming after her breakup. Love that. Sometimes if you are in a bad relationship and then you break up, then you blossom because after that you turn into your best self. What else have we got? Glimmering windows of the city at night. Like it. Very good. So if you've just joined, by the way, what we're doing is we're looking at these words and I am asking you to put these words into sentences in the comments. Lovely. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so these are about kind of emotion, heart, feelings. So again, I'll read them for the pronunciation, but I'll leave it to you to read the definitions. So we've got hopeful, nostalgic, melancholy, grateful, compassionate, sincere, and joyful. So I think some of those you might know. I think hopeful you probably know, maybe grateful, joyful. So let's talk about melancholy. Melancholy is an interesting feeling. We can also feel melancholic. That's the adjective. Melancholy is like a sadness, but like a poetic sadness. It's not deep sadness. It's kind of like a gentle, almost beautiful poetic sadness. You know, maybe when you leave your childhood home, you are moving out of your childhood home and you look at your empty bedroom and you feel a bit melancholic. Just, I'm a bit sad. I'm not going to cry, but I just feel, you know, a gentle sadness. That's a nice word. Joyful. I love the word joy. I think that's a lovely name. Some people are called Joy. I think it's a great name. Joyful, full of happiness. Sincere, the opposite of that would be insincere, when you are not serious. Okay, we've got some questions here. Palazzo says, can whimsical, which was on the last slide, can whimsical mean unpredictable? It can do, but that's not necessarily the main definition of it. It's more about the kind of the playful element of it. So that might mean that you are unpredictable as well, but that's not the main definition of it. Lovely. So can we write a sentence of one of these words? Come on, I'll give you 30 seconds. See if you can write down in the comments right now a sentence with these words, with one of these words. Peter says, autumn can create a feeling of melancholy sometimes. Yeah, I suppose. The summer's ending, it's getting darker, maybe. AN says those people are hopeful. Good job. They are hopeful. They have hope in them. Well done, everybody. Fantastic. Okay, next up we've got words of courage and spirit. So courage and spirit. So again, I will read them. You choose a word and put it into a sentence and send it as soon as you can. Here we go. We've got fearless, brave, tender-hearted, content, yearning, peaceful, passionate, kindred, blissful, honest, empathetic, radiant, and soulful. These are fun. I like these words. So choose a word, put it into a sentence. I will talk to a couple. I will talk about a couple. Empathetic. Empathetic is really, really useful. Having empathy, it means you can understand someone else's feelings and you share them and you feel them with them. So if someone doesn't have empathy, they can't feel how other people feel and they don't understand. So maybe they might be a bit crueler. That's a really useful word. Blissful. I like that word. Bliss. Bliss is the noun. If you say, oh, my weekend was bliss, it just means it was amazing. Or my weekend was blissful. It was just perfect. It was peaceful. It was good. It was happy. It's such an extreme word, blissful. You know, it really exaggerates that something was amazing. What else have we got? Content. That's a really useful word because sometimes happy is not the right word. Sometimes when you wake up in the morning and you have a cup of coffee and you sit down in your garden and it's a really nice morning, you wouldn't say, oh, I'm so happy. Maybe you'll say, I'm so content. I'm just peaceful. I'm relaxed. I don't have any worries. I don't have any struggles. I'm content here. It's a really useful word. And then one more one. Let's talk about soulful. I like that, soulful. Sometimes we go to the cinema a lot and we watch movies, and sometimes movies just lack soul. They don't have soul. They don't have like emotion. They don't feel real. But if something is soulful, it has a lot of emotion. It feels really real. Peter says, she seems to be completely fearless. Love that. Fearless. She has no fear. Zyra says, I'm content with what I have. Lovely. Yeah, you're content. You're satisfied. You don't, yearn for more. Yearning. There you go. Let's look at the next ones. Here we go. Words of time and environment. Choose a word, put it in a sentence, send it to me. We've got infinite, fleeting, boundless, enchanted, whispering, shimmering, timeless, wandering, and sacred. Ooh, love it, love it, love it. So, infinite without end, doesn't end. The possibilities are infinite. My love is infinite. It has no end. Fleeting is nice. Fleeting is just brief. So, I had a fleeting moment where I thought about moving country, but it was just fleeting. It was just, a very brief, a very short feeling. What else have we got? Timeless. That's a really nice word, timeless. So timeless means, it won't change with time. So I remember when I was looking for a wedding dress, I really wanted a wedding dress that was timeless. I didn't want to look at my wedding in 20 years and think, oh, that dress is so old now. It's so old fashioned. So I wanted something timeless. Sadia asked, will you upload today's video on your YouTube channel? Yes, I will. It will be up very soon after it's finished. So yeah, there's some nice words there. Do we have any sentences we can make with these words? What about Laura looked for a timeless wedding dress? There we go. Or the search for Laura's wedding dress felt infinite. It felt like it wasn't going to end. Or Laura wanted a short wedding dress for a fleeting moment. Only a short moment. Well done, everybody. You're doing great. If you're standing at the beach, the sea seems to be infinite. Great. The sea seems to be infinite, without end. It just keeps going. Lovely. Very good words, everybody. Okay, now these are just kind of miscellaneous words that don't really have a category. So I will say them and then we'll talk about them. Keep writing sentences, everybody. We've got dewy, starlit, moonlit, misty, secret, silent, gentle, and wistful. Ooh, some nice words there. Yeah, dewy. Dew is the liquid that's like on the grass in the morning. So you know when you wake up in the morning and it's not rain, but the grass is a bit wet, we call that dew. So, oh, I walked on the dewy grass. Yeah, or you know, my shoes were covered with dew, it's a useful word. You might need to use it, you might not. Starlit and moonlit, that's really useful, to be lit by stars or lit by moonlight. Misty, sometimes you wake up in the morning and the world is misty and there's so much mist, or I was struggling to drive in the mist. I couldn't really see very well because of all the mist. So you might hear words like that in a book. You know, you open a book and it says, it was a misty morning and blah, 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 blah. Well done, everybody. Oh, AN says, which team do you support in England? I support England in international games, but I also support Wales because my husband is from Wales. And in terms of teams, I support Liverpool and Wrexham because those are the teams that my husband supports. So I just support those as well. Oh, nice. Zaira says, sometimes it's better to be silent than overshare. I like that. Oversharing is where you share too much. You reveal too much about something. Okay, we've got these. I think you'll know these ones. These are not too advanced, but it's good to just clarify them. So we've got forgotten, hidden, bright, honest, and simple. Yeah, useful words just to clarify again. Notice that bright is there's a couple of definitions for it. So you can just use bright to mean light, a bright light, but you can also use bright to mean intelligent. So she's a very bright young girl. It means she's very clever. She's very intelligent. So I'm guessing you might know those words. So we'll move on from those. These are kind of everyday. Oh, I've just realized we've got bright twice in this list. Sorry about that, everybody. This is 99 words instead of 100. Sorry about that. Okay, words of everyday beauty. So these are more common everyday words. You'll probably know these, but let's just double check because we don't want, anything to get lost. So these are more everyday words. So I'll just read them. We've got warm, fresh, calm, light, sweet, true, kind, pure, soft, cozy, clear, and bright. Again, sorry. Cozy, I use all the time. I love feeling cozy, like being on my sofa in a jumper with a cup of tea, with a blanket. Ooh, so cozy, cozy, cozy. I love feeling cozy. That's my favorite feeling ever. Watch out for the pronunciation of calm. I know there's an L in it, but we don't say the L. We say calm, calm. So ignore the L, ignore the L. So I'm guessing you know those. Feel free to take a screenshot of any of these, by the way. Okay, again, these you probably will know. We've got quiet, clean, open, deep, strong, and free. I wanted to have a mix of levels in this list. So we've got some really advanced words and then a bit more less advanced words here, just so that there's something for everybody. So have a look at those definitions. If there's any you don't know, have a look. Try to put them into a sentence. If it's new to you, put it in a sentence and send it to me. And then we've just got a big old list to finish with. Boom! There's quite a lot here. So I'll read through these and then we'll look at these and then we'll do some more sentences. So we've got serendipity, euphoria, solitude, reverie, harmony, resilience, I can never say this word. Ephemeral. There we go. I always struggle with that one. Even native speakers struggle. Ephemeral. Cascade. Illuminate. Flourish. Wanderlust. Iridescent. Essence. Celestial. Enchanting. Benevolent. Captivating. Jubilant. Tranquility. And effervescent. So I'm guessing that some of those might be new. Probably a lot of those might be new. These are quite big words. You won't often need these, but you will do sometimes, and they're kind of words that you can add to your vocabulary, but you don't need to use them every day. So maybe just choose 3 of those words that you like. Which 3 do you think are the most beautiful? And maybe try to put those into your vocabulary, but don't worry about learning all of these. I think my favourite words here are flourish. That's really useful. Flourish. It's a bit like blossoming. If something flourishes, it develops really well. It grows. It develops. It improves. My business is flourishing. It's doing so well. I also really like benevolent. That's nice. Benevolent. If someone is very giving, they give a lot of money, a lot of time. Euphoria. That's a TV show now, so you might have heard that word. Euphoria means intense happiness. Resilience is nice. Resilience. If someone is resilient, they are strong. They are not changed by. They don't give up. If someone is resilient, they don't give up. And let's talk about one more word. What else do I like? Let's go for wanderlust. That's a fun word. Wanderlust. You see people using it on social media sometimes, like travel creators who make content about traveling. They say, oh, I feel wanderlust. I want to travel. I feel that wanderlust. Let's look at some sentences that you've got. Have we got any sentences here? Let's have a look. Okay. Ivan says, funnily enough, most of them are also in the French vocabulary. Beautiful. There's a lot of similarities with French and English, which is great. So it's nice and easy. Peter says, Laura, you have to choose a 100th one because we had a double. Okay, let's come up with a 100th word. What's another beautiful word? Spontaneous, I think, is a beautiful word because spontaneous means that you are able to just follow the moment. If you do something spontaneously, you follow the moment. You don't make plans. You just kind of, are open to do whatever. She's quiet but confident. Good one. So these are probably the most advanced words here. So if I were you, I'd take a screenshot of this and I would try to use maybe get 3 at a time and try to add them, but you don't need them every day. The everyday words are more like these ones. These are kinds of the everyday words. This is kind of everyday. These ones are a bit more everyday. These are a bit more few and far between, but still useful. Well done, everybody. Did you know lots of them? Did you know some of them? It doesn't matter because I'm sure after this video you will have learned at least 5 new words, at least. So feel free to watch this video as many times as you want. Keep putting those words into sentences and letting me know in the comments. That is the best way to learn new vocabulary. You have to put it in context. If you just hear a word and go, cool, I've learnt that word, thank you very much, it won't really help you. You need to put it into context, so keep writing it into sentences. Hello, does anyone have any questions before we go? Let's answer some questions, why not? Because you did very well with that. I'm a bit warm now in this jumper. Whew. I'll lower myself down a bit, there we go. Whoa. Any questions at all? Yeah, any random questions about me or English. Can you pronounce supercalifragilisticexpialidocious? Yes, and I can say it kind of backwards. So supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, docious aliexpiasticfragicalirupus. That is it backwards. I learnt that when I was about 12. Where are you from? I'm from Birmingham in the United Kingdom. It's the middle of England. So right in the middle, Birmingham, that's me. It's about 2 hours away from London, 2.5 hours. I'm just thinking about people driving really fast. It's probably about 2.5 hours away. Good morning. Any other questions before we go? Any other questions about whatever? I will answer. Today we've got quite a free day, which is unusual. We normally have things to do all the time, but today I think we're just going to, I don't know, we're having pizza tonight, which I'm very excited about. My favourite topping on pizza, I don't know why I'm talking about this, but here we go. My favourite topping on topping on pizza is probably like mushrooms, garlicky mushrooms and chicken. Amazing. Peter says, how many apples can you grow on a tree? None, because I can't grow anything. I'm a terrible gardener. Terrible. So absolutely none. I can't do any. Oh, I need to sneeze. No, it's gone. Where are you now? I'm still in Birmingham. You've been to Birmingham? Fabulous. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I don't know if you enjoyed it. I'm just assuming you enjoyed it. Well done, everybody. Please let me know in the comments what kind of videos you would like to see, what kind of live streams you would like to see. Please keep using these words in sentences in the comments. Bondaren says, where can I get English classes with you? If you look at the description, there are some links there to where you can book an English lesson with us. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Well done, well done, well done. Enjoy the rest